Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II on the Wii Virtual Console. It's time for Rupes to finally get back on track and start looking for the Earth Crystal. It's apparently in Toroia to the northwest, but we're going to find out that somebody else has the crystal. Maybe that's the reason why Jarvis and Golbez couldn't get it, because somebody stole it first. And someone who stole it is going to be the Dark Elf, and he lives in this cave up here to the northeast. Now, if you notice, there's no place to land the airship in the cave to the northeast, so we're going to have to find a different way to fly there. It's also tough to find a spot to land by Toroia here, but right to the east of the castle, there's one small little strip of land. Reminds me of that one small strip of land in Final Fantasy I that you had to land on to get to Lufenia. We have to talk with the clerics inside here about the crystal. A man from Damson was found on the beach. He says he's a prince. Toria's never been in a war. I wonder how much we can actually defend ourselves. Toroia is ruled by women. Troops and soldiers are all women too. Me, of course. So, the prince from Damson, the only one who fits that bill is Prince Edward. So he must have survived the Black Attack too. Let's try to find him. But first, we're gonna go explore this side of the castle. We're not going to be too much exploring right here because this guard is going to prevent us from going back into the treasure room there. She's going to ask us if we have the cleric's permission. Obviously we don't. But if we lie and say that we do, she's going to say, nope, that's a lie. She can see right through us. So, yeah, we're going to have to do something else to get the permission and open that trigger sequence. But we can get the treasure in this room and in the next room. The treasure is not really good. The best thing we're going to get is we're going to get 2 ruby rings, and they're an older piece of equipment. We actually could have got them in Damson. We got one of them. But they're going to be important because the cave that we're going to go to, where the Dark Elf is, we'll find out that he put a spell on it that makes metal heavy. So if you have metal equipment on, basically your character's going to be paralyzed. And if all your characters are paralyzed, it's a game over. Or if you only have the paralyzed characters alive, so if you go into battle and one character gets defeated, the only character you have who isn't paralyzed gets defeated, then the whole party is defeated. So, and I'll show that off. I'm not an old maid, I'm the minister. The 8 clerks are outside. This is not a leotard, it's our combat uniform. Dance me? Who do you think I am? I'm the guardswoman. But yeah, the ruby ring is not metallic, so I like this place better than any place else. Clerics are citizens of 8. They serve for the Crystal of Earth. Crystal of Earth, Dark Elf took it, and you must take it back. But how? Metals get heavy in the cave in the northwest. The swords and armor of metal are the same. It should be the northeast. Yeah, see? He's in a cave in the northeast, so there's a typo there in that. With the wrong direction there. But yeah, it's at the cave is to the northeast. As you can see, you're in the crystal room here that looks like Fabulous crystal room, but it is empty. Let's continue to talk with the clerics. The Dark Elf was weak against metallic weapons, so we sealed the cave with a magnetic field. If you get it to us, if you can get it back, show it to us first, and then we promise to lend it to you. You cannot have it, but you may take it back. You may use our Crystal of Earth for a good purpose, but if you take it back. We, the 8 clerics, rule this country. We used to have the blessing of the Crystal of Earth, but not anymore. So we're gonna have to go fight the Dark Elf in the cave to the northeast. Seems like man is up to something. Yeah. Not anymore though, because like I said, we overthrew the bad King of Baron. Now it's just the Red Wings who are controlled by Golbez. And here's Prince Edward. Edward! Rupes, so you're alive. Let me join you. What can you do in such a wretched condition? Lie in bed quietly. Master Teller, forgive me. You lost Anna because of me. Really? Prince Edward, think only of your health now. Yang, so you too survived that Leviathan attack. Then Georgie? Sorry. Poor Georgie, and I can't do anything while you fight. It's a shame. Don't worry, me and my enterprise will take your share. I've heard you are taking good care of Rupes and Lily. Now it's my turn. You are that Master Engineer Sid. Then you have an airship. Rupes, where is Lily? She was caught in exchange for the crystal of Earth at Toroia. Yeah, I guess Edward didn't... Well, Edward should have known that Lily was still captured. I know he was knocked out for when Jarvis took her, but afterwards, we had the plan to go to Baron and rescue her, so... I guess he was more asking that, like, where is she at now? Have you saved her yet? But, nope. But he tells us to save her. And, this person is a nurse. The doctor is this lady. He may not walk or get up until he's all well. Don't worry, we'll take care of him. Here's Edward Hart. But they don't seem to take good care of him because you'll notice in a future cutscene, they do let him get up and walk. But that's for later on. That harp is going to be very important. Edward's harp and the harp that he gave us, the twin harp. Because without them, well, you can't progress with the plot. So, but I'll show that off in a little bonus at the end of a future episode. Now we're going to go into the town here and talk to the people, get information and some new equipment. Welcome to Toroia, beautiful city of water. What? You surprised me. Go away. You guys like looking at the girls who are swimming here. Hi, want to swim together? You can't. Not such armor on, it'll rust. We're going to be getting rid of this armor shortly because when we head into that northeast cave, wearing metal armor will paralyze us. So that's why I kept Sid's wooden hammer, because he's going to need a weapon, because he can't use his metal hammer. Teller won't be really affected. He only has one piece of metal equipment on him, the iron ring. You know about the twin harps? A pair of harps can send the sound of one to another? No, I didn't know about them, but I do have one of them. Prince Edward had the other. Luckily, Yang's claws ain't affected either, so Yang's going to be the main damage dealer, and Teller will supplement him with magic. Rupes is going to take on a new role. He's going to basically become like Lily Light, where Lily was a white wizard who used bow and arrows. Well, that's basically what Rupes is going to be in the upcoming cave. So we're going to put him in the back row, because that way he can still do his cover command, and only take half hit point damage, and the back row won't affect his archery. Thanks to nature, we have lots of fresh veggies, and even the chocobos are with us here. All those chocobos. How to breed chocobos. We're going to head down to the basement here and learn more about chocobos and find a way to fly to the Dark Elf's cave. Found the black chocobo, Toroian news. They're cute, but stink a bit. I want to fly on black chocobos, but Mama said the ones here can't fly anymore. So this guy says that the wild ones in the chocobo village still can fly a little bit and land in the woods. You can find them in the chocobo village north of here. Alright. So all I have to do is go north to find a wild black chocobo, and then we can use that to fly, and fly into the woods surrounding the northeast cave there. The black chocobo, it can't fly like the airship in the sense that it can't fly over mountains, so you can't go everywhere with the black chocobo, and you can also only land where there's forests, but surprisingly you can get to a lot of places with the black chocobo, but we're only going to be taking it to that forest, to the around the northeast cave where the Dark Elf is. So to continue exploring here, we're going to have to go, like I said, pick up some new armor and a new weapon there for Rupes, so that he can be useful. Have you seen my husband? Maybe he's that guy who's looking at the women swimming. Don't disturb me, I'm just sunbathing. Metals get so heavy stuck on the cave in the island of the northeast. Better watch out. So that's even more clues that you're going to have to buy your equipment, and that'll make sense because all the equipment that's sold here is non-metallic. So this pass is really unnecessary for the game. It just allows you to go to this little club where like there's dancing girls. But if you buy the thing, I'll show it off then, but if you buy it, you show it to him, and he lets you into a secret place to, like I said, see this town's dancers. But we don't have the money for it right now, so we'll just come back and do it after the dark elf cave. Hello, my dears, make yourself at home. You can't explore the rest of this little establishment, though. It's just like a little, like, eatery. See these folks here. Members only, kid. Well, well, well. Yes, yes, yes. And this guy over here is going to be bragging to these women about his exploits, his heroic deeds. More food coming. And then I dealt the imp a hard blow. He was telling us about his heroic episode over and over again. Imps ain't that tough. It's not that too heroic. Those are the first type of enemies that were beaten up when the game started. This place plays a little bit of a more, it's more important, the club there, for a pass is more important in the after years, because you can buy a certain weapon there that you need to be able to perform a band, which are group attacks, and there's some special treasure there as well, so here's a wooden hammer if you didn't save the one from Sid that he came equipped with, but I did. So, buy a great bow for Rupes, and I'll buy 20 of each arrows, and it defaulted back to the 1 there, so I end up getting 21 ice arrows. Ice arrows are probably going to be the least important of the ones. Fire is the most important. There's going to be a few enemies coming up that have weaknesses to fire and holy, so those white arrows that we still have from back when Lily first joined the party, they're still going to be useful. But lightning is going to be good in a future dungeon, in 2 future dungeons actually, and then the ice are going to be good when we get to the underground. So all those are all coming up. So you just had to buy 1 ruby ring though, because you had an old one from previously, from back when we cleared out Dam Sand. So now we're going to end up equipping all that stuff, but we don't want to equip it yet. You don't want to equip it until you actually go into the cave, or when you're right ready to get into the cave. Because right now, if we went into the cave, everybody except for Yang will be weighed down. Tella has the iron ring on. That's the weighing him down. And this gear doesn't have really good defensive properties, so we're going to want to farm some enemies out here, all the enemies in the area. And then, when we're ready to advance in the cave, that's when we'll actually put the old equipment on. Otherwise, you'd take a lot of damage from these characters, so we're going to make sure we have the fire and the ice claw on, because there's going to be an enemy weak to ice here, and those treants in the back are weak to fire. And there's another enemy also weak to fire. The sting rats, they can hurt you if you don't defeat them quick enough. They can counterattack you. The only one who can really defeat them with 1 hit is Rupes, because he has that new sword, the Slumber Sword. So what I like to do is I like to have Yang maybe open up with a kit, and then Sid can, depending on how much damage Yang does, could potentially defeat one. And I would just do that to try to thin the herd until Tella has a chance, because Tella can use the change rod on the sword rats there and turn them into pigs, and once they're pigs, they don't have that counter ability anymore. So, quite a few enemies coming up that will be weak to status effects. So here's those treants from the last battle, weak against fire. So that's where Yang should one-shot them with his fire claw. There we go. And the tree in here, the cannibal can be pretty annoying because they can do this pollen attack that can poison you. You know, that's one that hits everybody, but there's also another one that can poison you. So you might need to use a heal potion or Rupes and one Tella's heal spell. But don't worry, because we're going to a chocobo forest here. So that's why I figured I'd grind to get these enemies out of the way to show them off. Because once I go to the chocobo forest, there'll be a white chocobo in there, and I can just use that to refill our MP, so that when we go over to that northeast cave, they we'll have full MP, be ready to go. So there's the python in the back there. That is the one that is weak to ice. Yang, unfortunately, has no elemental weakness, so it won't able to finish it off there with Yang. And so the only reason we're able to finish it off with Rupes is because Rupes has that better sword, the Slumber Sword that we found back in, back in Elbum, Ninja Town. But we still, we can't get rid of that Legend Sword though, because that's going to be useful for something else later on. But it is going to be useful in the upcoming cave eventually, because the upcoming boss, the Dark Elf, is weak against Holy, and the Legend Sword is Holy Elemental. So, even though the Slumber Sword has greater attack power than the Legend Sword will take the 2 times damage. So I want to equip that instead. Let's keep wandering around here until we get the one last monster that we're missing on the outskirts of Toroia here. To get that, we just head into the... It's not as circular as, but it's kind of separated from the rest of the forest. So that's how you can tell that's where the Chocobo Forest is. So, the Panther there, that's the last enemy. It can drop by, see the cat claw there? That's a good claw that we're going to get later on, much later on in the game. It's basically the last claw that Yang can get. But what it does, it puts enemies to sleep, just like Rupes' Slumber Sword. So, if you're lucky, you might get one early, but you still want to keep the Elemental Claws. But if there's like an enemy that doesn't have like weakness, like in the next cave, it's really only going to be weak against fire, so you put the Slumber Claw on, the Cat Claw. And you can exploit elemental weaknesses and then try to put them to sleep. So over to the left here, this is where the big Chocobo is. But we don't need the big Chocobo right now. But we do need to find a black Chocobo. Now we're going to just search all this grass and stuff. There's a few carrots around here. But the passageways are kind of hidden. So there's a whole bunch of Chocobos in here. There's a whole bunch of those black ones running around. Now we just gotta find the white one. There's only one of them running around. But before we find it, let's heal everybody up. If Rupes has to jump in, it's okay. Yep, he's gonna have to. Guess we could have used that exploit glitch to give Tella super magic, but that would be cheating, so. Although it would be good to have a lot more magic in the cave coming up, because Tella's 90 MP, which Rupes now has 90 MP, so just goes to show how fast Rupes is catching up. That 90 MP ain't gonna last too long. So, but that's why we haven't used any of those ethers that we've been accumulating throughout our journey. They're gonna start coming in handy in this dungeon and the next. Some more carrots here. Search around in all the grass, thinking there might be something else, but there isn't. But you get to just see me. I'll just do a little walking pattern, walk over all the grass, trying to see if I can find anything. Because you never know. Since, even though I did a test run, this was still quite close to the beginning of the game, so my memory wasn't super fresh. So better to take a little bit of time to search around and miss something important. I remember the first time I played through this game, there was a lot of stuff that I missed. That I just discovered when I was doing grinding and fooling around after the game, after I beat the game. Sometimes it's like, I don't think I discovered everything, and I wanted to get all the levels, so I went around, just was hunting things around and discovered some new secrets. But I'll point them all out, and I'll point out stuff that I missed when we get to it, but more toward the end game. So here is the northeast cave. We have to land outside it, and I'm gonna just take off the ruby ring here, and I'll give Tella a ruby ring and put the iron ring on Yang, just to show off what happens if you go in there basically totally paralyzed. Well, unfortunately, you can't all get into paralyzed because Tella doesn't have any metal equipment. But this is probably the easiest way to show it off. because what I can do is just have Teller use magic and defeat himself, and then everybody in our party, the only ones who will be alive, will be characters who are weighed down by metal, and you just see what happens when that happens. So, what's this magnetic field? Metal things won't be affected. Yang says his claws are unaffected, and Teller's like, my magic will do the share. But yeah, if you have anything equipment, like that iron ring, a metal hammer, the metal sword, or metal armor like Sid and Rupes, well, you get in the permanent paralysis status. Now you can run away, so that's one thing you can do, but say we did try to run away, and we couldn't run away fast enough, and Teller was defeated, like I'm going to do right here, well, I was going to get a game over. Getting a game over in this game just takes you back to the title screen, and you basically have to restart from your last save, which is right outside the cave here, so that's why I made that safety save. But that's what we'll pick up in our next episode. Take care, have a good one. Bye!